Hey guys, how are y'all doing? Hope everything finds you well. Um, this next project is going to be our third project. We have a total of five for the remainder of the year. Okay. There's multiple ways you can do it, but I'm imagining if you have a computer, you can do it this way. This will probably be one of the quickest ways. If you want to physically draw it with color pencils and pencils, you can do that as well. Um, those are your two options that you'll have with this particular project. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna give you an example on how to do it using photopea. Most of you guys that have been in my class are pretty familiar how to use it. I'm gonna give you step by step if you're new and you would like to try it. Okay. All right, let's get this going. So we're gonna start off with new project. Um, Actually, I don't want to do that particular thing. Let me go back. I can click go back at the top. No, I don't want to do that. Go back to photopea. All right, so I'm gonna go new project. It should give me an option to create. All right, the name of this is gonna be abstract art. Let's call it abstract arts 1. And we're just gonna create it. All right, so you have multiple options, okay? Now, last week I asked you guys to do a practice sketch of any type of drawing. You could file and open that and use that as your hidden object that you're going to create. This is kind of inspired by Cubism art. Or you can go get one of your old pictures that you've done, preferably the self-portrait, and that's what I'm going to use for my example, okay? But again, those of y'all that have already sent me the practice sketch, y'all can use that. If not, you can go find your old picture that you sent me of your self-portrait, and you can use that, okay? All right, I'm gonna go to File, Open in Place. My computer's working a little slow today for some reason. I'm gonna go to my art picks, and I'm gonna use one I did already, okay? I'm gonna use this one. You haven't seen this one. This is an older one I had. All right, so I got my picture updated. And again, this could be any picture that you've drawn. This is gonna be a picture that you drew for your practice sketch. If you want to get on here and just use the tools over here to draw a picture, that's fine. However you choose to do it, we're going to create a hidden object, abstracted artwork using the computer, okay? All right, so see how this box selected? I'm going to go over here and click on that just to take it off. Like if I needed to change the size, make it bigger, make it smaller, that's how I would do it. But I get it however I want it. I've clicked on that box. I'm going to turn off my transformation controls. And if I needed to move it, I still could, okay? Now, the key with this particular abstracted art is that we got to make sure that we're working on the correct layer. So right here where I turn this on and off, I want to make sure I'm drawing on top of that layer and not on my background layer, okay? So after I do that, I'm going to go grab a pencil tool, a pen tool, either one. I'm going to go brush tool. After I select my brush tool, I might want to change the color to black, but it's up to you what color you use. And then I'm going to draw on, oh, hold on. It didn't work. It says smart object must be rasterized first. So rasterize it. I said, okay. You may have to go right here, go to File. Is it under File? Oh, it's already been rasterized. But if you needed to do your picture, go to Layer right here at the top. Go to rasterize, and then you can turn it into a object you can draw on top of, okay? All right, so now I'm going to start off by just drawing lines abstractly on top of this picture, all right? Now, I'm remembering I'm not messing up my original picture because it's digital. I can always go back if I make a mistake. So, for example, let's say I didn't like that brush stroke. I go over here to History, go to Back, and I can take that away. Right now, I'm just breaking up these big white areas, big shapes, and creating new interesting shapes, okay? I'm gonna do a couple more. I'm gonna do a couple through my face because again, I want my image to be a hidden image. So I'm gonna draw some lines over the face and in the background area. All right, so now I have this kind of cubist looking blueprint. One of the reasons I like doing this with the computer, because it's quicker. I don't have to sit there and physically color in every little shape, because right now we have just created a whole bunch of organic shapes. Okay, some of them kind of look geometric in shape, but for the most part they're free form or they're organic. Okay, anytime I have an enclosed area, like now, by just closing that off, I created a new shape. All right, so I think I have enough. If you want to do a lot more, you can, but I think I've done enough. All right, so all I needed to do was go to my brush tool, do those. The second thing, I'm going to go to my paint bucket tool, okay? So I have to find where my paint bucket tool. And actually, you can use both of these tools. There's this gradient tool. It's basically a rectangle that blends from dark to light. If you click on that little arrow, you can go right over there to the paint bucket tool, and now you have the paint bucket tool. The biggest difference between those two tools is that one is going to be a solid color and one of them is going to do a blending color, okay? All right, so now what I'm going to do is just go pick whatever color I want to use. So I have my top box represents the color that's in the paint bucket. So I'm going to go to green. I'm going to start off green. My last name is Green. I can click over here. If I want a darker green, I just move my circle to the dark area I want. If I want a lighter green, just any green that I want, okay? If I want to add a little bit more yellow to my green, I can pull this down and just notice all the millions of colors that are here, or hundreds of thousands of colors that I can come up with just by slightly moving it over, okay? So I'm going to start off with this green. And then after I do that, I'm going to show you, I'm going to make a mistake on purpose first. Let's say I want to paint this whole thing, okay? I just click on it and it naturally fills in that color, that area, alrighty? Because I am coloring on that layer, it naturally fills in the area that I want to color in. Okay, even over here, any enclosed shape is going to fill that area in. All right, let's see this one. See how this one's not closed all the way in? Let's see what happens when I do that. Notice since it didn't go all the way to the edge, it didn't color it all the way in. Okay, on the face, same thing applies. Boom. Even little bitty shapes matter. Okay. And that's all I'm doing. We've done abstracted art before, but that's what we're doing. When we're done with this, we're going to have a hidden object. Let me go to a different color. I'm just using some of my favorite colors. I go to sky blue. I want to make it a little bit more blue, so I'll move up. There we go. I'm still on my paint bucket tool. And boom, there I go. I just start filling in little areas. And sometimes that happens. If that happens, for some reason it didn't color all the way, I just click on that other area. And just remember, if you do something that you don't like, you can always undo it. So since I didn't break that up into more pieces, it colored in that whole area. And then I just continue to just kind of randomly select areas that I want to color in. The only thing that I ask is that you don't put the same color side by side, okay? We want it to be more camouflage, so let's stay away from putting the same color side by side, all right? So I'm going to undo that. And I'm just going to have fun with it, okay? It doesn't have, really, with this project, it can be as fast or as long as you want it. If you wanted to get a little bit more detail, you could draw more lines on top of the face and stuff like that. It's up to you. Be creative, okay? You have that freedom. I put the same color side by side. I'm trying to eliminate that just for this project. I don't want the same colors touching. But this paint box, it basically colors in a lot of big areas, okay? Now, let's say these lines are too thick and I don't want to use these big lines. Let's say I wanted to use some different lines. I can go back to my tool, my paintbrush. I click on my paintbrush. Up here at the top, you'll notice there's a paintbrush tool, and then there's this circle that represents the thickness of the brush. If I want to make the brush a little bit more skinnier, I can change it to a skinnier brush. And if I really wanted to change the style of the brush, but for this project, you don't have to, but I could choose a different style. So I've just made that line a little bit smaller. I'm going to do a couple little lines. All right, I don't like that green line. Let me undo that. I'm going to switch my color back to black. And I'm just going to make a couple more lines just in these areas, just to kind of break up the face a little bit more. Okay, so I just did that real quick. I go back to my colors. Again, I'm still working on the same layer over here. I got my paint bucket, and make sure I click on paint bucket, and then I continue to color in whatever colors I want to use, okay? And I can use as many colors as I want. So Not a super hard project. Boom. Filling in the areas that I want to. And that's pretty much it. So those pretty the only much two tools you need to use. If you want to spice it up just a little bit, that other gradient tool, you can use the gradient tool. But with this tool, you got to have two different colors in these boxes. So let's say I have, oh, I don't want that turned on. I accidentally turned something on. I turned that on, I think. Let me cancel that. Let me make sure that I didn't do what I think I did. All right, yeah, so I need to make sure that's turned off because this is a whole nother tool. So if this always stays black and gray, that means you accidentally hit the masking tool, and just make sure you unclick it, okay? So I'm gonna use green, and let's say I wanna use blue. Or let's use a whole nother green color. I got blue, and let's go purple. I'm gonna go find me a purple. More of a lighter color. All right, so I got these two colors. If I want to use this gradient tool, I also can do that. Let's see how it works though. Let me make sure I'm telling you the right thing. When I click on this little shape, up, boom, it colored the whole thing. So I go back, made a mistake, and it's part of the process. Sometimes you make a mistake. When you're using the gradient tool, you got to select the area that you want to color. So I will go to, I got to find my magic wand tool. And that is right here, okay? So with this little jelly bean with the square where it says object select, if I go right there and scroll down to magic wand, my magic wand will automatically select the area that I want to color that's an enclosed area. So all I have to do is click on that enclosed area. Sometimes it doesn't identify it, like right there, it's not identified for some reason, but that one's easy. And it's probably because I had some lines on this original picture. So that's a whole nother subject. But for the most of the time, it grabs the area that you want. All right, from there, once I have a selected area, then I can use that gradient tool. I drag and drop a line, and it's gonna do a fade the direction that I click my line, okay? Go back to my magic wand tool. Let's say I wanna do this area, same thing. Go back to my gradient tool, and let's say I want my fade to go straight across. I just drag and drop it. The distance of my line is going to determine the distance of my fade, okay? Magic wand tool. Let me click on this little area right here. Go back to my gradient tool. I do a small little line. I'm going to have a small little fade. So that looks less like a fade because it doesn't make that gradual change from one color to the next. So the longer I drag it, the more it will fade, okay? And that's pretty much it, guys. Go back to my paint bucket tool. And I remember, as long as I have an enclosed area, I don't have to use the magic wand tool. I can just click on that area. So, oh, boom, glad that happened. Right now, notice how I was trying to use my paint bucket, but it's not working. That's not working because I still have this little magic wand area selected. So if that happens, all you have to do is get rid of it. The way I normally get rid of it is I go to this rectangle tool and I just click on it. Just click on the page one time and it gets rid of it, okay? It deselects it. That would be the proper way to say it. So now that that area is deselected, I go back to my paint bucket tool and I can start back coloring in the little areas that I would like to color in. Oh, that was kind of a cool little thing. Sometimes pleasant accidents happen. I accidentally painted on top of that black line and it turned all my lines into purple, and I actually kind of like the way that looks. I might leave it like that. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. If, let's say, I do like it the way it looks and I want to save a copy of it, I could always save a copy of it and keep working on it. So what I mean by that, let me go to File. I can go to Export and I can go save it as a JPEG. Press Save. And then I just saved a copy of it, okay? That's one way to do it. Or I go back up to the arrow right here, and then I can go save it right there just by pressing down. That little arrow represents saving it. It was saving it as a PNG. But I don't want to leave it black like that, so I'll go back in history, turn that off, and I'll just keep working until I get it the way that I want it, okay? All right, so if y'all have any questions, guys, don't hesitate. I don't want to make this video super long. We're almost done with the year. Those of y'all that are doing my art class, So let's finish it up strong. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep finishing those projects. And when I'm done filling this in, the face is going to be kind of camouflaged in. Okay. So have fun with it. Lots of creative stuff that you can do. Lots of room for errors to make mistakes and correct those mistakes. And I know y'all are gonna kill it. Y'all always do a good job with your projects. But this is an abstracted face. Remember, if you didn't have your face from last time, it should be in your Google Drive. If you send it to me, you can use that. You can redraw your face with the technique that I showed you, how to trace over it. Or you can just draw your own face on here. Or it doesn't have to be your face, your own object, whatever you want to do, a hidden object. You can draw that on here too, okay? Yeah, it doesn't have to necessarily be a face, but that is the theme, okay? Or it doesn't necessarily have to be your face. It could be SpongeBob face or a smiley face, and you just do a hidden object of it that way, okay? A cubism influence right here. All right, again, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this video short because I know I can talk a lot. Hopefully that did help. If you have any questions, just let me know. All righty. All right. Well, y'all have a great day. I'm gonna stop this recording if I can figure out how to stop it, and we will be done with this video. Y'all have a good day. Uh-oh. Oh, there it is.